Hi, I'm Charlie Chapman, the developer behind Overviewer, and I want to show you really quick how you can turn your iPhone into a document camera using just your iPhone and a Mac. I built this app so that my wife, who's a kindergarten teacher, had a way to do this herself, and it's kind of just grown from there. And I wanted to put this app out there so that other people could hopefully use it. And so this video is just to show you how you can use it too. Hopefully, it'll help some other teachers out who are trying to do the virtual learning thing right now too. For this video, I'm going to be using Zoom, but you can do this with other apps other video conferencing apps that let you share your phone screen. But first, I just want to show you what I have set up here really quick. So I have a Mac right here, and there's a wire connected to that Mac that is connected to an iPhone right here. And I'll show you how this thing is set up at the end of the video if you're interested. But needless to say, this is basically all you really need to get some sort of document camera set up. And then down here is a piece of paper and a crayon, and that's what I'm actually going to be trying to show in the video conference on Zoom during this video. So let's start with how to use the app with Zoom. So Zoom here, and we're going to do a fake call. Now you can see me on the screen. Okay, so once you're in a Zoom call, what you can do is you can go down here to the share screen button, and when you tap that, you might see a whole bunch of different options if you have a bunch of windows open, but the important things are these two right here. So you can share your phone via AirPlay, or you can share your phone via cable. We're going to start with via cable. So if you click on that and hit share, now you'll see that Zoom is sharing what my phone sees. And what my phone sees right now is the Overviewer app. I already have it open on that iPhone. And so if you look right here, you'll see that if I tap the screen, it'll pop up this little thing down here that gives you some controls. That's the gist of the app right there. So there's one problem already that you can see, which is it's vertical, but what I'm trying to share is horizontal, and it doesn't really match with how much screen real estate I have. And if I move my hand left and right, it actually goes up and down on the screen. So one way you can fix this is by actually tilting the phone up, and that will make the phone switch into landscape. But because that happens all the time when you're doing this, I have a little button down here, so you can tap right there, and it will rotate the phone. And you can just keep tapping that until you get it into the orientation that you want. So now, and if I tap that, that'll go away. So now you can see it's pointing down, it's taking up way more of the screen that you and the people on the Zoom call will want to see. So let's adjust this how we want. So we kind of want it close to the edge here, but we don't quite have enough space. And then we can adjust this, but there's all this extra junk up here in the front. And then there's a little space down here that you don't see at all. So one thing you can do is you can hit this button down here to switch between lenses. So this phone has multiple lenses, and one of them is wide angle. So if I hit it once, it'll switch to a wide angle lens. And so now you can see, you can see this book that it's on a little bit too much. So we'll push it out away from there. But then you can also see there's way more stuff. You can see my computer in this box and a bunch of stuff. So what you can do is you can just pinch in and actually place it exactly where you want. So now you can see, I can draw a box with a person in there, smiley face, you can see exactly what I'm writing. Now, because of the way this room's set up, this area is actually a little dark because I have this big box right here in front of me. So one of the other things you can do in the app is there's a flashlight button. If you tap that, it'll turn on the phone's flashlight, and it'll just brighten this area up, which makes it a lot easier to see. Okay, so the other option I want to show you is if you use the AirPlay option in Zoom. So if we hit stop share, we're back here. If I hit share again and go to share iPhone and iPad via AirPlay and hit share, if you don't already have it installed, Zoom will require you to install a plugin. So you can just hit install, and that'll pull that down. And now what you'll see is Zoom has become an AirPlay target, which is kind of a weird thing if you've never used AirPlay. But the gist of it is, if we go back over to the phone here, if I pull down Control Center and hit this screen mirroring button, you should now see there's Zoom, my MacBook Pro. So if I tap that, you get something kind of interesting here. So on my Mac, you will now see that it's sharing my screen just like before. But if we look on the phone, it actually shows a different view. And this is because AirPlay is actually treating your computer like it's like a second screen. And so this is basically the same controls as before. I can turn on the flashlight, I can rotate, and you'll see it rotates on the Mac. And then this box up here is actually a trackpad, so I can zoom in, I can move down, and get it framed just how I want it, just like before. And then last thing, I do want to show you really quick how I set this up, just in case you don't have a tripod or something and you want to just quickly set up something that can point your camera down. So essentially this is just a cardboard box with a bunch of books stacked on top of it, and then a hardcover book, and make sure there's enough weight to hold the hardcover book down, and just stick that underneath. And that will be enough to hold it. And then you can set a phone on top and just make sure that the lens is hanging off of it. And you see I didn't get enough weight there, so I need to scoot this back a little bit. And so that's basically all that's going on there.